In college, I had a roommate that was obsessed with the Rubik's Cube. He spent hours trying to solve it. I came home from classes one day, saw it on the table, fiddled with it for a few minutes and figured, hey, this thing comes apart. I pried it open with a screwdriver, removed all the sections, and put it back together in the solved position. 30 minutes later, my roommate comes in, walks to the room, stops, looks at it over his shoulder, then goes in his room and shuts the door. He never said a word about it. I'm Burgner with Bleeding Edge, and this is Coffee Break Marketing. I shared the Rubik's Cube story to illustrate the point that if you take a step back from a problem and use your imagination, perhaps you can come up with an innovative way to solve a seemingly insurmountable problem. And I get that the cube is a puzzle that's meant to be a challenge. But when it comes to business, the end result is what your customers are after. Whether it's more sales, engagements, or followers, if you can find a new and different way to get from point A to point B in less time for less money, it's a big win. A book by Annie Murphy Paul called The Extended Mind addresses how culturally we look at the brain as a cordoned off space where thinking happens. References to the brain as a computer are ubiquitous. Ms. Paul asks us to think of the brain as a magpie. Magpies use whatever they can find from their environment to construct their nest. The brain does the same thing, using whatever extraneural resources are available to help it construct thoughts. So, how can you tap into the intelligence that exists outside of your brain, in your environment, in your body, and in your relationship to the outside world? I was half owner of a company called Leap and Learn. The company's products were based in research that was indisputable. Humans learn best when they're moving. Exercise and walking improve perception. Breaks taken to play improve productivity. Gestures help speakers think and listeners listen. Nature reduces anxiety and boosts creativity. Even your office environment can alter your mind in a positive way. Our culture tells us to buckle down, try harder, and apply more effort. It tells us the brain is a muscle that has to be exercised. But how many times have you heard someone say, my mind is always running a mile a minute, or I wake up at 3 a.m. every morning with busy head and I can't get back to sleep? Our brains are bumping up against their physical limits and becoming more racked with anxiety as a result. There's a phenomenon known as the Flynn effect. It describes a century-long climb in average IQ scores that's coincided with the mental demands of modern life, combined with improving nutrition and living conditions. This upward trajectory has leveled off, and scores have even begun to drop in some Western countries. Is it possible we've pushed our brains as far as they can go? Have our biological brains bumped up against physical constraints and reached their limits? And if that's the case, how can we transcend that limit? Are there steps you can take to change the way you think? We have enormous resources that are external to our brains. The people that we interact with socially every day, our environment, even our physical bodies. So focus your attention outward. Go for a walk or run. Really pay attention to the world around you. Close your eyes. Try to feel your heartbeat. Draw a picture. Dance around the room. Ask a kid what they would do. Here at Bleeding Edge, we come up with some innovative solutions to client problems. A supply chain company was trying to reach warehouse managers that weren't online, didn't look at emails, and didn't respond to phone calls. So we located bars near their business and ran ads above the urinals. We had a company that was trying to reach beach lovers with an innovative new product, so we ran video ads on floating billboards offshore. A large contracting firm spending a fortune on a glossy printed prospectus every few months. So we built a digital prospectus with drag and drop images, videos, and demonstrations so salespeople could tailor the presentation to specific customers on the fly. So if you're facing a difficult or seemingly unsolvable problem, start by moving your focus outside the box that contains your brain and become aware of everything going on around you. Then, for whatever is currently your metaphorical Rubik's Cube, try prying it apart and putting it back together using your extended mind. Maybe, just maybe, you'll find an innovative solution. If you have a marketing problem that's giving you fits and you'd like a little help prying it apart and putting it back together in a solid position, check out my digital agency, Bleeding Edge, and if you've enjoyed this video, like it, share it, subscribe, and tell others about it. Bye for now.